How are you? This is Rabbi Shlomo Zalman Bregman from the Jewish Executive Learning Network and BregmanSuccess.com. And an interesting conversation a couple days ago with a subscriber to this YouTube channel, somebody who watches videos. We ended up connecting by phone, and this person and I were having a conversation about the casualness of relationships between men and women today and their disposability or their perceived ability to be disposable. How many people, unfortunately, I was lamenting, hop from relationship to relationship. And the person was asking me, like, if you're looking for a traditional relationship, what can you say to people perhaps who might not understand where you're coming from and why you might not want to live a life based on Tinder and things like that. So I'll just share with you a few quick ideas and we'll call it a short and sweet video. I can tell you in short, and this is certainly the Torah perspective, that a relationship, for it to work, has to be based upon giving. You have to be focused on giving. What can I give to my spouse? What can I give to this person? What can I do for them? How can I add to their life? That is the orientation you have to make a relationship work successfully, and whether in love or in friendship or whatever else. This is definitely what God wants from us. That is certainly the Torah perspective, to be a giver. If you're oriented like that, that's what you want, and that's what your spouse wants, you're going to both be very happy because we're both obsessed with and very committed with giving to the other. How can I add value to the other person? Unfortunately, sadly, we live in a world today where most people are takers. Their orientation is not towards giving, trying to add value and happiness and smiles and good feelings to the people they meet around them. Most people are interested in taking. What can you do for me? You do for me, this one, that one. A lot of people, as they meet people, and this is not the Torah way, they think as they meet every single person, I wonder what he could do for me. What could she do for me? What could they do for me? That's what they think when they meet people. What I try to do when I meet people, and this is what the Torah wants from us, is to ask, how can I make his life better? How can I make their life better, etc.? So if your orientation is towards taking, and that's how you view life, well, you better believe it. It's going to impact love and relationships and dating and the quest for a spouse. And even if you get married, it's going to affect your marriage. So what happens if most people are interested in taking? Well, guess what? So why get involved in a relationship where after a day or 3 or a week or a month, you have to sit and listen to a person and their problems and deal with them when they kvetch, which is like Hebrew, Jewish for like whine, and try to add value to their life. Whatever, I'm just in it for a good time. I'm in it for just to feel good and have fun and whatever. And like when I had that, like we move on. Like who's interested in giving? And giving, by the way, is not just if you give somebody something physical or a hug or something. Even paying attention to a person is a form of giving as well. If I give you time, attention, that's also a form of giving. A lot of people don't want to give, want to take. And if we live in a society of takers, relationships in terms of marriage are not going to work. That's why, in my opinion, that's a major reason why the overall trend is for relationships to become more casual, more promiscuous, more non-binding, more partners for people, and trends for relationships to end in marriage continue to decline. That's the trend. Because people are thinking like, who wants to give anymore? And I'll tell you this, even when you get married, you always have to be on the give. Always have to be looking for ways to give. It's impossible that even if you do marry someone, that you're going to be able to sustain your relationship for 40, 50, 60 years, whatever it is, based on the love you felt on your wedding day. It's like a fire. You have to add more sticks to that fire. Or if it's or you have to add more gasoline to the fire. You have to add more fuel to the fire for the relationship to continue to grow and expand and to continue. Even if the relationship when you get married is a very big flame of fire and commitment to each other, it's going to die out, God forbid, if you don't continue to add to it. And it's cold out. I got a little cough. Sometimes when you try to add, many times people think like you want to add to your relationship and keep it going with your spouse or something. You have to do huge things. It's not always a huge thing, a huge gift, major surprises. Sometimes even doing small things add up. I was telling my wife the other day, sometimes in a relationship, it's like if you're adding sticks to the fire, Not everything has to be this huge jumbo log the size of a sequoia tree. You can add a twig to it. There's little things you could do. I myself advise people when they ask me, I would advise you if you're in a relationship and you want it to actually work and not just be a one-time casual thing or a joke, you really want just to work, especially if you're married, I advise you to carry around a notebook. It's something that you can have just for yourself, where you're always on the lookout for ideas and ways you could do something that adds and is a form of giving for your spouse. Do it. I do it. It's fun. It's fun. You're always on the lookout for different ideas. Even today, I spent an hour and a half on the phone with my cell phone company and provider trying to resolve a cell phone problem that my wife is having with her phone. And I kept getting bounced and dropped and the website. It's a whole thing. But what's my point? That's also a form of giving. Always look for ways to add and give to the person you love, to the person you care about. If you do that, your relationships keeps getting better and better and bigger and deeper and more meaningful, and it's amazing. But if you don't, you're not looking for ways to add more sticks to the fire, more gasoline, more fuel to that fire, your relationship is going to fizzle out. And then you're going to be like, hey, maybe I'm not with the right person. Maybe it's not that you're not with the right person. Maybe you're not the right person for that person because you're not interested in giving and adding. But if you're committed to giving and that person is, life will be amazing for you in relationships 99 out of 100 times. Anyway, that's a little bit of a Torah insight. Think about it. This is Rabbi Shlomo Zalman Bregman from the Jewish Executive Learning Network and BregmanSuccess.com. I will hopefully see you the next time. And if you haven't yet, I'm telling you, subscribe to this YouTube channel every day that it's not Shabbat or a Jewish holiday. Almost always dropping some fresh content on here for you. You're going to love it. Click the little red subscribe button. We'll see you the next time. Bye.